What's going on, y'all? All right, I'm back at it. Make sure you guys like and share the video. Please leave any comments below. To join the movement, to join the Hellraiser Legacy, the link is in the description. So on and so forth. All right, so before I start, I'd like to say I appreciate the time and dedication that a lot of the members of the Hellraiser Legacy are doing, stepping up and doing their research and development. Got a lot of people sending me different things on a daily basis, and as I receive all this information, it's information that I either have before, so I got to sort through that. And then all new information that is coming daily in regards to what's going on in the world today, as far as the coronavirus and the quarantine situation, et cetera, et cetera. I have to sit up and determine what information is worth putting out. So I have to do a quick evaluation and in the order in which it needs to go out. There's a lot of things going out, a lot of information, a lot of updates, like dramatic updates happening on a day-to-day basis, to the point where it's damn near hard to fully evaluate the information and put it out before there's a new update. So that being said, I'm gonna get right into this one. So this the one I felt that needs to come out next, that people need to be aware of. All right, so in Yahoo News, well, it's funny that they have it in entertainment, but in Yahoo News, we have an article that is a part of the Rolling Stone magazine, and so we're gonna go to the full article. I wanted to start there so you guys can see that that's actually a part of it. Was in Yahoo News, except they had it inside the entertainment section. So we click and go into the full article. We see that the Department of Justice claims that they want to suspend certain constitutional rights during a coronavirus emergency. That is a very serious statement to make. The Department of Justice wants to suspend certain constitutional rights during the coronavirus emergency. Why the fuck would you want to suspend? What do you get from suspending any form of rights of the people here in America, especially during this time period? So let's read forward. The Department of Justice has secretly, let me blow this up a little bit. The Department of Justice has secretly asked Congress for ability to detain, arrest people indefinitely, in quote, in addition to other powers that one expert called terrifying. That definitely is considered terrifying. Before we go even into, the full details of anything, just if we left the video off at this, the Department of Justice wants to suspend certain constitutional rights during the coronavirus emergency. The Department of Justice has secretly asked Congress for the ability to detain, arrest people indefinitely. Indefinitely. Just for the sake of entertainment. I just want to, for entertainment purposes, we gotta really dissect what that means, how serious that statement is, and of course, no one has to actually look up the definition to know what it means. But just to really break it down a little bit more, for an unlimited or unspecified amount of time, period of time. So let's translate again. To detain and arrest people indefinitely. Okay, for the ability to detain and arrest people forever, for no time period, no bond, no release date. In addition to the other powers one expert calls terrifying. All right, let's move forward. The Department of Justice has, well, I'm sorry, we got to go back up. Okay. Let's evaluate this contradiction right here. Now, many of us should already know of the conflict of interest and the contradiction of the so-called Constitution and the so-called constitutional rights. For those that have done our homework, you know, in our rookie years, should know that the Constitution, the original Constitution, when it was written, yeah, it was written for the people, but then it was revised or ratified or amended to only be subject to the union members of the District of Columbia and not exceeding 10 miles beyond that. And we're up under the assumption that the United States Constitution applies to the flesh and blood men and women that's within America, but that are contracted within the United States. And I said that specifically for a reason. Now, maybe the intention or assumption at some point in time made the Constitution a valid document or a valid agreement. But the contradiction from altering the contract, doing the ratification, and amendment to the 14th Amendment contradicts the freedom or release of any form of slavery. So on one hand, they say, okay, we're going to free the slaves. So that means the people for those of us are, you know, that have ancestors that were in the cotton fields, they would then be converted from slave to property of the United States. So the same thing, different name, different duties. The only thing that's changed from slavery is the change of duties. The name and the change of duties. And they also have used the contracts and word perversion to manipulate the flesh and blood people to believe that any rights displayed inside of the constitutional agreement apply to them or apply to us as flesh and blood men and women. And I believe the trick was, well, it's not a belief, it's a fact. Because initially, it did sort of stand for the flesh and blood people until they went and revised it barely a year later. So we have these sovereign states and 13 colonies. So what does that do with the other remaining states? How does that classify them? After the 14th Amendment, the ratification of the 14th Amendment, that then created a new classification of citizenship, which is voluntary servitude and involuntary. So that's saying voluntary slavery and involuntary slavery. Now, the secret and finesse of the whole system, or fact of the matter, is that they formed a system that made it so that now, in fact, each individual person, in some way, form, or fashion, had voluntarily re-enrolled themselves back in the slave system. So for many years and decades of people that thought that they had constitutional rights, you know, that they lived in the land of the free, home of the brave, and all that shit, that only applied to a small group of people. Just like when, you know, you hear certain people say, even Trump said this a lot, you know, in his following, we're gonna make America great again. Okay, when you hear those statements, you have to understand the language. When somebody says that, especially somebody in a high political that has high political power, makes a statement that says we're gonna make America great again. That shows and displays the acknowledgement of the difference between a United States and America. But we think it's the same thing because we have been taught to understand and know the United States of America. So in translation, it's actually the United States Corporation of America. America and United States, two different things. That is the biggest misunderstanding. That is the biggest conflict of interest. America is not the United States. America is the landmass itself, is the actual country. The United States is the corporation that claimed or divided and conquered the mass of land, making the large mass of land, the majority of it, United States territory or corporate territory. And within the education system of American history, social studies, and the requirements to take a United States constitutional exam in order to graduate 8th grade, we have really been fucked up in the head of not knowing what's what and what's not. And when we argue to individuals and, you know, in general, say we have rights, we have constitutional rights. See, we the people, they was never considering us we the people. When they say we the people, they were talking about the people of America, and they were claiming that they are the people of America. They are the American people, and we are the citizens of the United States, which in translation, the slaves of the United States Corporation, or United States Inc. But then you got to understand the powers that be. See, it's a lot of back end work that's been going on for a long time. Hold on, mic check. Let me make sure. Okay, hopefully I'm on. So it's been a lot of stuff going on. A lot of back-end contracts, a lot of amendments and revisions. Even though, even look, there's been amendments to, to these contracts that we don't even know about. We just talking about the ones that they put in our face. The United States Corporation, from the start date, has been known, it's on record, that it has been changed, dissolved, and all type of stuff. And the states within the corporation, the corporations and subsections within the master corp have been divided. But then at the same time, technically each individual state is its own operating company or country in classification as far as law. Until you go into a federal contract. But the funniest part about these corporations is that it's one thing to acknowledge and accept the fact that they're incorporated. It's a corporation. It's another thing to realize and don't really understand how far we are behind schedule. When we're to the point where we acknowledge that we are involved with a massive corporation amongst corporations that have gained control over the people in America, we're ran by corporations that are not even legally active. Like if we go and search each individual corporation to see if they are still active or non-dissolved status, you will be fucking amazed to see that not only are they in power, they're not even active. So technically, let me tell y'all a secret. Technically, when a corporation is in dissolved status or non-active status, it's considered dead, non-operational, flatline, dissolved, right? So what happens is, like perfect example. Let's say if one of my companies was in a legal dispute and somebody wanted to sue my company for $2 million. Now, it'll be all fine and dandy if the company was worth at least $2 million, and then B. See, the thing about corporate law is that unless they can tie a person to the corporation, there's nobody to be held liable or no thing to be held liable if we're trying to sue a corporation that is no longer active on dissolved status because it's dead. It's like if a man or a woman ceased to exist in the flesh. I guarantee you, anybody that person owed money is not going to get it from that person, no matter how much they try. So we need to really think about that. When we claiming, oh, this is our country, and claiming the United States, we be contradicting ourselves. We still claim the United States, and we claim this and claim that. And then, and to be honest with you, even the concept of, classifying ourselves as, okay, well, we're a state citizen. I'm a state citizen. And you know, at some point in time, I was rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, state citizen, that makes sense. And at some point, it did make sense, and it was actually true and maybe effective. But this shit is years of fucking go. This shit is decades ago. Where that was considered to be a respected division or separation outside of its counterpart or counterparts. You classify yourself as a state citizen, or say if you're one of these groups that you know that are classifying themselves as a part of a republic of a particular state, like I've seen recently. You know, they're putting, republic of this, republic of that, of a particular state that's known to be that's also the same name of an actual state within the United States or corporation within the United States. That's a conflict of interest. We got to understand that at some point, the words, what you say can and will be used against you. And these people are mass manipulators of words. They have been master controllers of words. So, just like the difference between like hemp and cannabis. Everybody's waiting over here just for the state to legalize because everybody's chasing the word and not the actual crop or actual plant. Which is why we, on the alternate end, on the flip side, while they're chasing the word marijuana, which is owned by the United States, we're chasing the plant, the hemp plant, a plant called hemp. Which they have no control over. Which is for the indigenous people. So, just for entertainment purposes, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I was actually almost 5. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning for me, even though it's not going to be uploaded at this point. Probably release it at about 9 or 10 o'clock. So that's my excuse if you wonder why I'm not amped up yet. Let's do a company search on Duns and Bradstreet. I want to do this for people that are still in the mind frame of, oh, I'm gonna go vote. We need to vote. We need to vote. What are you voting for? Like, what are you voting for? You're all this stuff is an illusion. All this shit is all in your head. These people are fucking with your head. Okay, let's look up. Let's look up the United States. There you go, right there. I already know. United States of America. No. Okay, so we have. Let's see how many results we got. We have United States of America Mobile. We have United States of America Inc. See, they do a lot of bullshit like that, But United States of America Army. United States of America, VE, Jewish War Veterans of the United States of America Incorporated. So you see all these things right. So let's look at. No, I won't. Let me see this. United States. United States. Yeah, let's do the United States. Let's do United States without America. Well, first of all, hold on, wait. Let's do this. To America. Hmm. 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 That's interesting. So now, but keep in mind this. This is just in Alabama. But notice America is not registered. But America's is. And American is as well. Let's go to come on, man. All right, let me wake up. Let's go to this. Let's go to United States. Let's go. Let's go to where we know it's at. Let's go to. Let's go to the District of Columbia. United States Groups, Inc. Embassy of the United States of America. Chamber of Commerce of the United States of America. United States Department of. You see how they switch? You see how, now that's supposed to be the Department of State. This is where they start fucking with us, as far as with words and contracts. We know that that's the Department of State, but they try to switch it to go to state, comma, United States Department of. You know, they do slick stuff like that. Let me see if I can. I need more. Let's do this. Where is the fucking? I want to pull up the. Let's do this. District of Columbia. Company search. Let's go to the Secretary of State. Do I really gotta do that? I'm pretty sure I already got an account. I got an account with every state. Yep, I'm in. Let me see. Business, family search. Let's go there. Let's paste that in. Let's paste that in. Let's go back to Don's. All right, bear with me, y'all. I'm waking up. Starts with, contains. Exact match. No results found, huh? Interesting. Yeah. No results found for that. Don't exist. Let's look up the address. Hopefully everybody get the point of why I'm doing this. As I said, this is definitely supposed to have been the Department of State, the Department of State, the Department of State, the Department of State, right? That's the address for the company. But when you look up the company, it don't exist. I'd rather it not exist altogether than to have the nerve to exist but be inactive. That's the funniest shit in the world. Let's do I want to do United States again. United States. Let's go back to DC. No, I don't own this business. I should say yes, I do own this business. Hold on. Yeah, I own this business, motherfucker. Okay, we got the United States right here. United States. Here go the address. Now look. Guess what's funny about this? We looked up United States in District Columbia, but it's pulling up the United States with an Alabama address. So let's go back. Oh my God. These people are fucking hilarious. The United States is actually the fucking Holiday Inn. The United States is the Holiday Inn, B. Fucking hilarious. Let me see something. I'm sorry. It's Rucker Lanes. It's a bowling alley. My bad. The United States is a bowling alley. Pardon me. Let's look at the United States again. Like I said, there is so many. What people need to understand is there's a unlimited different variations of the corporation. They have mutated. They have mutated to so many different subsectors and subdivisions. At this point, you don't even know what part of what United States you were part of. To talk about a United States Constitution, show me and prove to me what United States are you a part of? Which one? If you can't determine which one that you're a part of, how the hell can a United States Constitution apply to you? Let's see where this go to. Oh. This is a studio apartment. They ain't got no goddamn picture of it. Studio apartment. What's this address? Let's see. 336. I know that's not it. Boy. Oh my God. I swear this is the Hunger Games. Let's go back to the United States. Notice I tried to go to the District of Columbia. I'm glad it took me to this one. Yeah, no, that's not all I want. Let's get out of here. Let's pick. I'll go back to this. Why not? This should come on again. Yep, I own this business. boy. Look at all these Department of State. All these Department of States, B. Now all these are now all these in Washington. Department. It's a lot of different Department of States. Let's go to this United States. Right here. Let's check him out. Or is that one of the ones we just looked up? 336. Washington D.C. Okay, that's the Zillow one. No, this is different. No, no, this is the United States right here. Wow, it's great. Wow. Nice. The United States. The United States is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot house. Interesting. Interesting. Oh my God. But we arguing, debating, voting, and doing all this shit for a corporation that you're not even fucking a part of. Are you a part of it? Contractually. Voluntarily. But my thing is, okay, we understand as a corporation. Somebody tell me what part of the corporation do we supposed to be a part of? That's all I want to know. How can you determine which part of the corporation that you're a part of? Is it the state that you was born in? Okay, let's check that out. Let's check that out. Let's say hypothetically. Well, maybe they created the United States inside. They incorporated the United States for each in each individual state, and then you must be a part of that United States of the state that you was born in. Let's see. Play devil's advocate. Okay, let's say for sure we're not part of the one that's in the District of Columbia. That's former District in the District of Columbia. Now I shouldn't have to explain why I went to DC first. Once again, no, my bad. Let's go to Illinois. All right, even if I go to Illinois, it's still gonna pull back. Oh no, it didn't. This shit gets worse and 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 worse. Oh man. That's why when I be watching shit on TV, watching the news, watching the reactions, and watching the responses, and watch people, you know, in their emotional response with their whole connection and relations, or their alleged relation to the United States of America. It's like you arguing, debating over relationship to an organization that you think is a country that you don't even fucking understand. You only believe and know based on what you was told. So let's say so my devil's advocate hype would stand follows me correctly. So if I was born in Illinois and I say, you know what? Maybe we could start narrowing it down. If we find locate the United States corporation inside of now if America if it was the United States of America, it would have popped up. Just in case, I'm gonna put it up there. But just like right here, it has anything in relation to the name that has the name United States in it. But just for entertainment purposes, I'm gonna put of America. Oh, I stand corrected now. Okay. So they didn't pull up everything that had a name in it. So the United States of America. So the United States in America is heavy in Illinois. Mm. I'm not doing not not just because I'm tired. What else do I gotta say after pulling this type of shit up? I just located 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 different 10 different United States of America in Illinois alone. So fuck it. I'm only gonna deal with my home state. But in my home state alone, there's 10 different United States of America. So which one could possibly refer to me? Let's do this. Let's go Jesse White, Secretary of State. Oh my God, I spelled it wrong. Jesse White, Secretary of State. Let's play devil's advocate some more. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's do a corp search. Search. Okay, we're going to search both corp and LLC by name. The name, of course, the alleged name is United States of America. Come on, man. United States of America. So I think I'm gonna name this video United States of what? Now notice they just took away some. Look, they took away some. And I think because the first time I did it, it was like this. Something changed because y'all just seen me count 10 different United States of America. So that shows other evidence that they not only play with words, well, they play with each individual syllable or letter within the word. Because now you got to ask yourself, are you talking about the United States of America capital U, capital S, capital O, capital A, or you talking about United States of America, lowercase u, lowercase a, s, uppercase O, uppercase A? Is like, which one are we talking about, man? It's funny. All right, fuck it, whatever. Okay. Here we are here, United States of America in Illinois. Now let's go down the line. The first United States don't even got an address. The second one, all right, second one lives here. I don't know why the fuck you keep doing that. Once again, a 2.5 bath, another house. See if we got any pictures. Nice, nice. Well, welcome to the United States of America, people. I welcome you. Welcome to the United States of America, of Illinois. Let's go. I'm not even gonna look all these up, man. I'm just gonna do two of them because this shit don't make no damn sense. This is what we fighting for. Oh my God. So far, my house is bigger than all the United States of America that we found. Wait, 509. Wait, 209. That's right. No, that ain't it. Let's find the exact one. 209 Walker Drive. That's a 3-bedroom. Right. Okay. See how the United States look right. 209. Oh, look at the United States citizens right there. Gotcha. Did y'all know y'all stay at the United States? Y'all stay in the United States, B. Interesting. All right, let's leave that alone. Let's go to the secretary now. See what they have to say. Okay, there is no United States of America by itself pulling up, but do have a chamber of commerce. But notice how it has 2 chambers of commerce for China. That's interesting. Look, qualification date. This is foreign. Not for profit. Look at the agent. Sivayam. No filing date. They zeroed out the filing date. So there's no birth date. Okay. United States. United States Army of God. What the fuck is that? That's different. United States Capital Corporation. United States Bar Association. United States Banknote Corporation. Aviation Underwriters Incorporated. Haha, type of court. It's a foreign BCA. I bet it is. Look, state out of Delaware. The King Castle of Shelf Corporations. The agent name is CT Corporation System. Once again, the dates are zeroed out. The president, I guarantee that dude is not real. Yeah, let's do it. Let me see, double check the definition of that. Bell Chase Academy. I don't know what the fuck that is, to be honest. Gotta do my homework on that. All right, let's get out of that. I do want to look this dude up though. Of course, that guy, nothing's gonna pop up on him. Address first. Oh, second. Bounce New York. Back to the Scoop Bear Room. Obituary. Oh. Passed away, huh? Okay. I ain't gonna spend too much time on this. Point of the matter is, know what you're a part of, know what you are, and know what you're not. At this point, there's a conflict of interest and huge liability to be classified as a United States citizen, because originally they say that, okay, you don't want to be the slaves returned into property, which they already were property, or from property, slaves that were classified as property to slaves that were converted into persons, which is also property. And the Constitution was supposed to be made for the United States citizens. But so the citizens were supposed to be the actual people, the actual men and the women, so they say. But because of the ratification amendment of the 14th Amendment, it turned then the actual citizens of the United States into that same property classification. Now, Do I believe that the state citizenship had some type of validity? Yeah, it did. But I think to a certain degree and for a certain period of time. I think at 2020, I mean, 2020, where we are now in history, that shit is out the window. And to claim the aspect of a U.S. citizen or a state citizen, at this point, none of that fucking matters. Look, the United States has gotten hip to all the little um, small subdivisions or sovereign classifications, and they have completely roadblocked that shit. You know, they turned a sovereign citizen into a terrorist, or sovereign into a terrorist. You know, they've turned citizens into slaves, just like the traditional persons of the United States. So I just feel like it's not safe to entertain none of this shit, to be honest with you. You know, just like the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence was not geared to us. They were not talking about us. We the people. I don't know. Maybe it was for us in the beginning, but at this point, when they're referring to America, they're talking about them, the people, the people that are in control over the corporation, the board of the corporation, and everybody, no matter race, color, or whatever, is all slaves within that same slave ship. Except right now, everybody's just realizing that. Now, the 9th and 10th Amendment was supposed to guarantee those rights, those sovereign rights for each individual United States citizen. But like I said, the 13th and 14th, it threw all that shit out the window. So we're not standing on our squares as far as operating outside of that corporation as a whole. It's a lot of room to get hung on. Me personally, if anything, we have to understand our power as individual men and women. That we have the power to adopt certain bodies of law lawfully. By way of declaration, adopting the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights and things of that nature. That's why I tell people, if you're gonna entertain the shit, at least make sure that you have accepted it for yourself personally, and it's public record. So that's what I was saying. If you're gonna entertain that, do it the right way. So there's no assumptions. Because, like I said, when you pull up that's the certified copy of that Declaration of Independence. If your name isn't on it, how do you expect that to apply to you? It applies to everybody that signed off and accepted that Declaration of Independence. So how do we adopt? Once again, order those certified copies. Order certified. If you want that shit to apply to you, order a certified copy of the Declaration of Independence. Sign off on it. Put a copy of it on the county record. Then order a certified copy to be sent back to you. You want the Constitution to apply to you? Order a certified copy. You want your state constitution to apply to you? Order a certified copy. accept it, sign it in front of a notary, record it, and get it certified. And then authenticate it. God damn it. And then at least, and I ain't to say that shit gonna even do nothing. You know, but at least you're gonna have proof and evidence that I, such and such, John Smith, accept and adopt the Bill of Rights to be my very own. Accept and adopt the Declaration of Human Rights to be my very own. Accept and adopt the Declaration of Independence to be my very own. That's the way we got to think, because we have been contracted out of all of our God-given rights. But like I said, outside of that, outside of the United States corporation, like I said, that's still dealing with civil law. Like why we entertain anything as a civilian when we can go back to living our manhood. So if you want to entertain any law or laws, why not go back to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, where you inherit dignity and of the equal, inalienable rights of all members of the human family, is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. Whereas disregard and contempt for human rights has resulted in barbarous acts have outraged the conscience of mankind, and the advent of a world in which human beings shall enjoy freedom of speech and belief, and freedom from fear, and one has been proclaimed as the highest aspiration of common people. And on 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 and on. Article 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and concise and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in the Declaration without distinct of any kind of such as race, sex, color, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, international status of the country or territory to a person which belongs, whether to be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. No one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in their forms. So I mean, like, so, you know, my main body of law that I stand on and entertain is the Declaration of Human Rights. And as far as any American document or anything like that dealing with the landmass of America, you know, my first foundation, if I need to pull something out, would be the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. You know, other than that, you know, for entertainment purposes, I might adopt, which I have, you know what I'm saying, the Declaration of Independence, you know what I'm saying, proclaiming my independence. I'm an independent, you know, blah, 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 you know, and on a case-by-case basis may implement or adopt the Constitution or whatever. You know, it all depends. You know, let's say if I had an issue, a court issue, and then let's say the lawsuit, because everything is a lawsuit whenever you get written a ticket or you got a claim against you. It's the state that's trying to sue you in some way, form, or fashion. So let's say if that lawsuit was tied to my name and the number that the state owns. So if it was some shit that's tied to the name, that's tied to the number that they own, like the Social Security number or or a driver's license or something like that, then I would implement or adopt certain aspects of the Constitution, the state constitution, that is, the state constitution, or the state constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and certain sections in the Bill of Rights. And now, if it was pertaining to something that wasn't attached to any of that, well, I probably wouldn't be entertaining to begin with. I probably wouldn't even be, going to court doing anything because it really don't apply to me. But if I was, I would implement and adopt. That's why I'll bring in my international law. I would bring in my Declaration of Human Rights and any other forms of international law or international remedy, such as injunctions, things of that nature. But yeah, I hope I made my point. Like I said, it's been a long day. Now I'm gonna finish this off and cut it out. But I had to go over that for 1 second, because I know everybody, when somebody reads this, they can be like, the whole argument and concern, like, oh, like how they go, oh my God, they gonna suspend our country, and everybody now this gonna be a big, like, I don't know if y'all know this, but every fucking day it's been something new. Every day it's been something new. To the point you can't even digest what the fuck they fed you the day before. Like, so we can't get caught up into that that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't get caught up into the bullshit. This is what you call controversy. This is things to keep the people's minds entertained and engaged into all the shit. First of all, states and governments don't move and act upon things that fucking fast. Okay? The states and governments do not act upon shit that fucking fast, because it has to go through so many levels of chains of commands before it's actually taken into a legal effect. So let's remember that shit. So the majority of this shit is bullshit or a contradiction. Like I said, if we get caught into being concerned about constitutional rights being suspended, we got to remember, technically, so-called constitutional rights was suspended and didn't apply to you anyway. Which is why motherfuckers has been getting locked up forever, every day, non-constitutional. We have plenty of examples of illegal arrest, illegal search and seizures, illegal tolls, illegal registration requirements, illegal license requirements. You know what I'm saying? So we keep talking about, like, when somebody make a statement like this, just because it's all in bold letters, it's coming from the Department of Justice. Oh my God, don't forget that what you already know and understand. So meaning that it's not worth any of your time to entertain, because at this point it is what it is, So the Trump Department of Justice, the Trump Department of Justice, has asked Congress to craft legislation allowing chief judges to indefinitely hold people without trial and suspend other constitutional protections during the coronavirus and other emergencies, according to a report by Betsy Woodruff Swan. So they trying to hold people without trial, which is why now this is the thing. That's already is taking it. That's already going to be stuff like that is going to take into effect or be possibilities by default because we already in up under a situation a martial law order um, such as a quarantine or a city or state quarantine or nationwide quarantine. We got to understand, like during those time periods, when you have the courts that are shut down, other state departments that are shut down, and many other, 80% of all other venues are shut down, and curfews are set in place. You got to understand that if you get your ass locked up, yeah, you're not gonna have no fucking you're not gonna have a trial no time soon because ain't no court to have a trial in. So that's why I don't recommend. I recommend people staying out the way and shutting the fuck up. Don't be fighting the power too much, too loud. Be cool, be calm. Let this shit pass over. Strategize from the outside, and that's that. Let's see what they gonna do. That's what I keep telling people. Don't give an excuse because of that fact right there. So I'm actually going to release a video with an audio describing how serious the law is, or the so-called law is pertaining to martial law orders. Lastly, they say while the acts from the Department of Justice will likely not come to effect with the democratically controlled House of Representatives, they demonstrate how much this White House has a frightening disregard for rights within the Constitution. The DOJ has requested Congress allow any chief judge of a district court to pause court proceedings. Well, they got to pause court proceedings anyway. It's already been done. That's already been done. Whenever the court district is fully or partially closed by virtue of any natural disaster, civil disobedience, or other emergency situation, according to draft language obtained by the Politico, this would be applicable to any statutes or rules or procedure otherwise affecting pre-arrest, post-arrest, pre-trial, trial, and post-trial procedures in criminal and juvenile proceedings and all civil proceedings or processes and proceedings. They justify this by saying currently judges can pause judicial proceedings in an emergency, but that new legislation would allow them to apply it in a consistent manner. Okay. So yeah, be aware, y'all. This is an example of an excuse. This is an example of an excuse that they're going to use or can use to kidnap, lock, or whatever you want to call it, without due process for whatever reason. Because it goes on and on. It says, but the Constitution grants citizens a habeas corpus, which gives arrestees a right to appear in front of a judge and ask to be released before a trial. Enacting legislation like the DOJ would essentially suspend the habeas corpus indefinitely until the emergency ended. Furthermore, DOJ asked Congress to suspend the state statute of limitations and on criminal investigations and civil proceedings during the emergency till a year after it ended. Okay. And so on and so forth. So you guys can read this article yourself. I'm not going to keep reading this shit. But that's my take on it. Hopefully you guys got the point of this video outside of the article. Know what applies to you, know what don't, but know what's, even though something doesn't apply to you, it can still affect you. because we are in territory. We do live in territory that has already been conquered. That's what we gotta fucking get through our heads. Because on one side, something doesn't apply to us. On the flip side, it does simply because we're around, because we're in the inside. That's just like saying, if I had a fucking hole in the roof, I had a hole in the roof right here, and I'm sitting right here, it may not personally affect me or physically affect me. But if I go stand right up under the fucking hole that's within the house I'm staying in, it'll have a direct physical effect on me. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification. Like I said, pardon my delivery today. It's 5:40 in the morning. And yeah. Good night and good morning. Peace.